guess it may be still loading up, but yeah, a couple of the people I've seen that I could tell like they've been on the channel for a long time, so they kind of familiar with the format of my videos. Like, let me watch the whole video to see everything he says before I end up leaving a comment. And then some of the people that don't, you know what I mean, they be kind of on some shit like within the first 20-30 seconds, as soon as they hear one or two words that no one, you know, one or two words that they don't agree with or don't kind of understand what you're saying, then they end up leaving a motherfucking long ass dumb comment. That be the shit that's kind of stupid to me, because they end up saying something that I said in the video, you know, typing in all caps and all that dumb shit. Is like,
yeah, they were trying to say your commentary was one-sided. I was like, shit, he clearly said he don't condone beating women. You know what I'm saying? I guess people, man, it's like people don't like it when you get on, when everybody get on 6ix9ine ass, man. When they try to tell that motherfucker about the harsh reality of the shit, man, it's like people just get upset and start defending him and get mad and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, why everybody always jumping on 6ix9ine? Why everybody got a problem with him? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
man.
Yes. Salute to everybody, Brandon Lee, Triple Darkness, Evans, J223, everybody, J2323, everybody up in here. But yeah, you know what I'm saying, that it's always gonna be that. That's the reason why I ain't gonna say I can't. I probably could. I don't want to even like make my subscribers that I know that ain't super into 6ix9ine even that upset by covering them as much as I possibly could. You know what I mean? Like, dealing with him, I could cover that nigga every day, 2-3 times a day. I feel like out of all the bloggers, and you could tell me honestly, out of all the bloggers, I cover him the least. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But the thing is, when I do cover him, it ain't too much. It's only been 1 or 2 times I ever said like something kind of favorable in his you know, out of everything he do. Because honestly, it's like he don't give you nothing. Even the old boy, his buddy, always say he lives for attention off of drama and everything. So if you putting drama out there, how can anybody critique it any other way? But just as far as that last video with Tadoe, you know, I kind of took my time and made that video. That's why I was kind of longer, because I wanted to break that motherfucker down like a video. Because me personally, I know people, I've attended funerals of people that have gotten killed behind women. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes women don't know what they doing in a situation, and sometimes they do know what they doing in situations. So my thing is, yes, that's why I made sure I repeated that shit 4 or 5 times in that video. It's not right to put your hands on a woman. I purposely kept saying that over and over again for the people that don't have comprehension skills, that's gonna hear something else and then it's gonna distract them from me saying that it's not right to put your hands on women. You know what I mean? So I made sure I kept saying that, but then I'm like, I'm gonna double back, and then I'm gonna take a whole minute and a half just to focus on Tadoe. Like, if you willing to beat her ass over a situation, being on the phone with such and such and all that, like, he need anger management. But Tadoe don't even come off as the type of person, as a woman, if you dating him, you know all the drugs this dude taking, all this and that, the type of motherfucker that you gonna even sit down and have an intelligent conversation with. Like, baby, let me work on, I got a concern, let's talk. That, you know, that ain't the type of dude he is, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, them boys savages, man. That whole clique, them boys straight savages, boy.
For real, is then there, I think down there everybody, and don't quote me, but I think in the past 5 years, a video that came out of down there, everybody in that clique beating a female ass at some point in time. I definitely seen Lil Reese putting some hands on somebody, not this situation, and then I think it's a couple other people. Now, they ain't condoning saying that, oh, taken away from her being a victim in that situation, but my thing is, I have a daughter, so as my daughter grow up, I have to tell her things. I'm making that video from the perspective of, I'm talking to my daughter like, hey, don't be getting involved in people beef. Stay the fuck out of niggas mess. You know what I'm saying? People not looking at it from that perspective.
Well, you know, I ain't gonna sit here and try to, you know what I'm saying, justify or why, you know what I'm saying, a man put his hands on a woman. But I feel like if a female is dating a guy and she know his track record as far as like what he do in the streets and how him and his boys, how him and his clique is, you know what I'm saying? I feel like, man, you should stay away from him if you don't want, you know what I'm saying, these type of repercussions, you know what I'm saying? Because shit, when them boys in love like that, I don't care how street a nigga is, he got a heart, he in love. So if a nigga call his girl phone, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna make him upset. And if you're a savage, he gonna beat her ass, you know what I'm saying? If he real like that, he gonna beat the nigga ass, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, the only way to avoid this is, you know what I'm saying, like you got women that say they love, that like they love street niggas and shit. But shit, is you ready to face them consequences that
come with being with a street nigga, right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So shit, I ain't gonna sit there and say, you know, Tadoe was in the right, and you know what I'm saying, I ain't gonna take no side on it because it's wrong to beat women though. But I feel like, you know what I'm saying, she need to reevaluate, you know what I'm saying, what she got going on in her life as far as the niggas that she like. If she don't like, you know what I'm saying, being in them type of situations, she don't put herself in.
Right, and that's basically you summarize basically like the whole moral of the story of that video. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hold everybody accountable in that situation, because my thing is, especially out of all people, you think a nigga want to go to his phone and look up and see who calling your girl? Out of all people, you think a nigga definitely don't want to see 6ix9ine on the other end, because you don't know what type of games, and he may try to taunt you or troll you because he talking to your girl, because you just seen he throwing that shit up in Trippy Red face. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to be as far as away from that as possible. Especially, that's what I was saying in that, you know, not condoning cheating or saying cheating is right, but from a guy and a girl perspective, like, if you gonna cheat on your partner, don't cheat on them with someone they know or that's close to them. That's even worse. You know what I'm saying? That just make it even, because it's more embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? Like, he know who old boy is and all that. But I just wanted to address that part first about the whole Tadoe thing, even though the title say Kanye West, because it was just a few people in them comment sections. It was like, you know, you can't, I understand, I'll have to make a 30-40 minute video on a 5-minute video every time to have to break shit down like I'm reading the alphabets to get people to understand what I'm saying if they comprehension skills just not all the way there. You know what I mean? But
yeah, I mean some people, man, some people don't understand shit unless you dumb it down for them. You know what I'm saying? You know, some people comprehension level just ain't there. You feel me? So I mean, I ain't gonna say you got to ignore them, man, but you know what I'm saying, some people you got to pay attention to and some people you don't, man. So
see,
you know, just do what you do.
Yeah, because you know what's crazy, just like the power in words of the videos I make, it be power in words of the comments that people leave. Because like, you motherfucker leave that comment, you have another following semi-dumb nigga come into the comment section and read that dumbass comment, then they just gonna be, oh yeah, that's true. And then they gonna start repeating. You see that a lot in the comment section. You'll see like 100 people saying the same exact thing, because they got it from one person, they thought it sounded smart, and then they gonna copy and paste it and repeat it over and over again. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I be having to check them dumbass comments.
And not to get off subject though, but that's just like every time, you know, 6ix9ine do something stupid, every time I read a comment, it's always, oh man, that's a great marketing scheme. Like marketing. Like, what the fuck is so good about marketing yourself to death? You know what I'm saying? Like, I hear playing with people, man. Like, somebody, like, all these rappers is not fake. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go ahead and put that out there. All these rappers is not fake. But you gonna run against one of these rappers, and they literally gonna beat your ass when they catch you. I'm talking about they gonna make it their business to come to one of your shows or really come to your hood, not give them a fucking beat your ass. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
That shit crazy.
But yeah, going back to that Kanye situation where everything, because I know I didn't talk about none of that this week, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say purposely, but I didn't want to jump in it too quick, and then I wanted to kind of evaluate what Kanye was on a little bit, give it a few days to air out and breathe a little bit, because I didn't know, you know, it seemed like is he mastering trolling, or is dude, you know, serious about what he's saying? But you know, of course, seeing the you know, the backlash and the reaction from the community that he been getting, you know what I mean, and the people that's like kind of leaving comments right now, I wanted to ask y'all, and you know, you can go ahead and say what you gotta say, but I just want to ask y'all, when a ton of people call him a genius, I just be wanting to ask people, like, not saying that he is or he's not a genius, but why do people consider him a genius? Like, what have he done that has made him put him in the level of a genius? Because he compares himself to other people that is considered a genius, or is it he actually has done something that would put him in the realm of being a genius?
I mean, as far as the Kanye situation, man, you know, I'm kind of confused, man, because I really don't know what's going on with him, man, because you know, when he came out, I'm not gonna say he was pro black though, but when he came out, man, it was, you know what I'm saying, it was for us, you know what I'm saying, as in identity, you know what I'm saying, as black people, whatever. You know what I'm saying? He used to glorify our culture. You know what I'm saying? Made us feel good to be black and everything. Made music just for us, you know what I'm saying? And for him to just, you know, do what he doing, man. I don't know where it's coming from, man. You know, I really don't know where it's coming from. I don't know if he, I don't know.
Right, right.
I really don't know. And you have to really, in order to break it all the way down, you would have to know what Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner and them, you would have to know, you know what I'm saying, like, what, are they Democrats, Republicans, or, you know what I'm saying, you have to know their views and see how did it impact him, see if it impacted him any kind of way, you know what I'm saying, because from me looking on the outside, looking in or whatever, I'm thinking he just going off of what he, you know what I'm saying, it just coming straight to him, you feel me, like, he not worrying about what nobody's saying, how nobody think, nobody's feelings, it's what he feeling, you know what I'm saying, in his thoughts.
Right. Yeah, I can agree on that. Like, I feel like he semi-sponged to his environment of, you know, whatever information he gets in, he end up giving it right back out. But then that's very important to who is he around getting his information from, you know, because if he say something, then in less than 20 minutes, someone check him and give him actual history on what he's saying, then he apologizes for it. It lets me know that he haven't studied it from every angle. Now, some things that he said, I will 100% agree with free thinking and thinking for yourself. I do feel like that is a big problem within just not only our community, just period in the world, you know, with people being followers and don't think for themselves or think outside of the box, or just automatically. Since the very beginning of me starting this channel, I always say, like, even if I say something, go back and fact check it. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't just take what I say as a fact. Go back and fact check it. If it come back real, then it's real. But if it come back, then come back and tell me where I messed up at, because that's how we all learn. But people don't, you know, things are a trend like a mug nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Like, I even to the point where I even personally know some people that, you know what I'm saying, and I ain't saying it's nothing wrong in my eyes with hustling, getting your money, taking care of your family, doing whatever. There's nothing wrong with that. But I personally know some people that be like, you would think if you seen their appearance online, you would think they walking around in the dashiki every day promoting Black Panther type stuff, but when they get off of online, they in the hood selling cracks to crackheads. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you know, words gotta match their actions, and people do it to sound cool. People be doing it just, you know how dudes are down there say anything to try to get the attention of females, and that's why I be saying, like, women definitely be needing to know the power in between what they got between their legs, because it make niggas be out here doing some of the dumbest shit or some of the smartest shit. A dude may change his life because he.
You know, and that's another thing I always wonder: what's more powerful, money or, you know what I'm saying? You know, I don't want to be disrespectful, but you know what I'm saying? You know, what's between the woman's legs? You know what I'm saying? I wonder which one is more powerful, man, because I've seen and heard of people killing for both, but you know, I've yet to see which one is, you know what I'm saying?
More powerful. That's a good question.
Yeah, the stats on it as far as how, you know what I'm saying, how many people have died over each one. Like how many men have died over money, how many women died over money, how many men died over, you know, a woman's vagina or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see the statistics on that, man, because I mean, you know, you need money to live, but hell, a man can't live without a woman, you know?
Right, definitely. And I feel like in order to make a accurate statistic off of that, men have to be honest about certain things as well. Like, if they did commit a crime or did do something, they would have to admit that this started from me trying to impress a female or this and that, because what's between a woman's legs is super powerful. They, you know, I think it's down there like documented in history of the world that, you know, it's been wars and all type of stuff that started based behind something dealing, and not to say that it's the woman's fault, but based behind a woman somewhere in history, you know what I'm saying, or something like that. You know, a dude was trying to get with
If you take a poll, they ain't gonna do nothing but lie, because you got, you know, all these dudes talk about, oh yeah, it's all about the money over, you know, money over women and all that, you know what I'm saying? But once they catch their female talking to another dude, you know, they just ready to throw all that away. You know, the money, the job, they ready to throw all that away over a conversation with a dude. You know what I'm saying? They ready to beat the woman, they ready to fight the man. You know, telling her, like, see, a lot of people don't know, man. These dudes be these women ill, man, when they be pillow talking like, oh, now if I catch you with another dude, you know what I'm saying? You already know what it is, but then they be in the streets like, shit, money over bitches, you know, MOB, you know what I'm saying?
Yep. So, it'd be insecure. It'd be insecurities, you know what I mean? Like, cause I feel like as a man, you know, it's gonna, I think, like, a lot of times it's important for everybody to know their true selves and just understand, like, kind of human behavior. Men automatically come with some form of pride and ego anyway, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, there's gonna be certain shit, like, whenever a motherfucker do have that type of conversation with his girl, like, if I catch you out here doing this and that, you know what it is, like, that lets you know that he must be insecure about something that's going on in that relationship already, if he don't feel like he's doing what he's supposed to do to keep her from being able to get gamed up by another guy to go somewhere else, you know. But the shit. I
don't think some of these dudes, they can't handle being with a beautiful woman. You know what I'm saying? I think once they get a beautiful woman, it's something that they're not used to. So once they get one, it's just like, oh yeah, I'm going all out for this one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It'd be ridiculous. But, you know, and that all kind of goes back. Like, one thing I think somebody at some point in time, when they doing an interview with Kanye West, they need to ask dude, just flat out ask him, has, just like how he said he got liposuction because he didn't want to be called fat, this and that. If something like that affects him, I wonder why no one has ever asked him, has he been affected by how much shit talking and taunting he have got from the hip-hop community for even being with Kim Kardashian, regardless if it's from the black women saying he's dating outside of his race, or even if it's just soon as he got with Kim Kardashian, everybody and their mama started coming out saying, oh, I've been with her. You know, a nigga gonna feel some type of way about that, and he been bottling that up. Like, he have never addressed his counselor or anybody about that. But, you know, that's like, not to put your business, like, say for if you were married or if you wasn't married, or if you plan on getting married, and then as soon as you get married, and then within the next 5 months, like 13, 14 dudes from your neighborhood come out, like, yeah, and it's not, they not lying, like, it's real. You know what I'm saying? Like, how would you feel?
I mean, shit.
Even though we all have a past.
Me personally as a man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't want to be with no hoe. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be with no woman. Okay, every woman has slept with somebody before they got with the person that they with. Every woman has done things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But as far as the whole neighborhood coming to me like, shit, why? You already know, but we done choo up, boy. Like, you know what I'm saying? So a female like that, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be in a relationship with a married. You know what I'm saying? And then as far as Kim Kardashian go, man, I mean, she you know, she was with Reggie Bush, but then, you know, she made that tape with Ray J, man. So I mean, it would have to be a person that's willing to be with her, has to be a person that really don't care and really don't give a fuck about what people got to say. Right. Because the whole world has seen her suck dick, they done seen her pussy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, shit, I don't care nothing about what nobody say. That's probably how Kanye thinking. I don't care how, you know what I'm saying, how nobody say, like, she pretty, she rich, you know what I'm saying? Like, right. I don't, you weird.
And I think if he can handle that, then he should be able to handle if people was gonna call him fat for gaining weight, man. You know what I'm saying? He shouldn't have feel like, you know, but that whole situation with him after, we got to see what the outcome gonna be. But my thing is manipulating. They talking about he possibly might run for president or trying to manipulate the masses. Like, you know, some of the conversation we was having the other day, where if it's possibly an agenda to try to go and infiltrate this and that, is like we were saying also in that conversation.
I mean, it's a thought. I mean, it's that's all it is. It's just a thought. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody really knows what's going on. But if I was to take Kanye's side, and which I'm not saying I'm taking his side, I'm not taking his side, because, you know, to this day I still listen to some of his music to this day. But
good music, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If he is trying to you know, as far as infiltrate the government, what would be the reason for it? Is it to you know, help lift the black community or help lift the world? Or is he doing it just because his kids got to grow up in the next generation? Or is it for everybody's kids? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, I mean, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I really don't know.
Like, that's why, you know, with the people that is listening right now, you know, the conversation we having is really, because I'm reading y'all comments and stuff too to see like what y'all feel about Kanye's true intention. Y'all think that he just crazy out his mind? Do you think it's a purpose behind he's saying, or you think when he say like it's a stream of consciousness, just whatever come to his mind he just say? Which they say, you know, a smart man don't really just talk that much, or at least don't think before they talk. You know what I'm saying? Because emotions that have you say something that you totally regret at the end of the day. Now, there's nothing wrong with speaking how you truly feel, but sometimes you want to be able to articulate what you're saying, because when you put out a half of a sentence, then that allows the world to chew up everything that you're saying. Like when he was talking about 400 years of slavery supposed to be an actual, you know, in his eyes, you know, it seemed, which he could have probably, you know, tried to make why I said seemed, but seemed like a choice, you know. Now he was talking about the physical of that. Then people were starting to say, well, he was talking about people being mentally enslaved. Now, no, he was talking about the 400 years in the past, which revolved around physical slavery. So we can't purposely confuse what he was saying to benefit what we think he's saying, or to make it seem better. He was talking about that certain era, which we know that it wasn't technically a choice. But I do understand in some facets where, you know, if you are involved in something for 400 years, and I'm not saying I'm agreeing with what he's saying, like, I can understand if he was talking about now and people being mentally enslaved and not thinking for themselves and thinking inside of boxes. I see that every day even within our community. You know what I'm saying? You got quote unquote African Americans, then you got people within the African American group that's purposely boxing themselves in to either try to make themselves seem like, oh, I'm better than this group, or I'm better than this person. You know, it's all type of boxes. You know, you got the people that's believe in this certain religion, and then, you know, all these boxes were placed here to keep us all separate, which in return is still used in a capitalistic way in America to target certain groups so they can sell to certain groups, you know, certain things. You know what I mean? I'm like, people got to start breaking down some of these barriers in some type of ways, because at the end of the day, we have more similarities with each other than differences. But I can, like the example I said the other day, I understand that, yes, history is super important. Yet it's important to know your history, the truth about history, doing research yourself. But at some point in time, you do have to start looking forward, or you're going to constantly keep yourself upset and mad at the world every day. Like the example I gave the other day of a person, if I was raised in a house with domestic violence, and I was raised in a house where people were just, you know, abusive and this and that, yes, that's gonna scar me, that's gonna hurt me, that's gonna make me see the world a certain way. But once I get, you know, as I grow up, if I reflect on those moments, and if I reflect on that every day of my life, it's going to hinder me and hold me back. It's only so long that I can point the finger at either my parents or the people around me that I felt like maybe, and I'm saying all this hypothetically, you know what I'm saying, like,
yeah, right.
Oh, this is, you know what I'm saying, like, this is the reason why I'm acting the way I'm acting right now, is because I grew up in a household like this and that. At some point in time, the world is going to say to you, either are you going to get past it, not saying forget it like it's not important, but in order to move forward, you know, that's just my whole, you know, kind of my outlook on it.
I'm trying to think, like, is the real big problem is, like, you know what I'm saying, because his mother passed away or whatever, man, like, you know, that could make a person
go crazy.
If they you know, their mother or father was real heavy in their life, and then all of a sudden it just passed away unexpectedly, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, that could really hinder a person in their life, man, and have them confused, man. So I mean, maybe, you know, as far as his I think who asked him that, was it Charlamagne the God or somebody asked him, they said you know, somebody asked him how would he, you know what I'm saying, what would his mother think about him, you know what I'm saying, doing this or whatever, you know what I'm saying, and I can't. What did he say? What was his comment? What did he say?
He just basically said he has he thinks different, you know, or he have different views in his mind. But he didn't at one point in time. This is something brand new that he's having. And so who is he getting this information from? I highly doubt, and with all due respect, he's not getting no history lessons from the Kardashians and them. You know what I'm saying? That's not where that information is coming from.
Yeah, they Armenian. Shit, they ain't worrying about, you know, I ain't gonna say they ain't worrying about you know, say African American history, because that's all they did is African Americans. But I mean, you know, they definitely not giving him no history lessons. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They just showing him how another race can withhold a black man, can just take a black man from his own people. You know what I'm saying? They just proving the point, like, shit, we better than y'all. We you know what I'm saying? We can take y'all men from y'all. It ain't nothing y'all can do about it to make them go crazy. That's all they do.
So someone just said Dick Gregory said the same thing, but because Kanye West said it's a problem. Now, what the question I would ask is, when Dick Gregory said, did he just give out bits and pieces of his thoughts, or did he fully articulate what he meant and then bagged it by points and, you know, things to make a person understand what they're saying? Because that's the only thing that I don't get. The only time I fully hear Kanye break himself down and talk about, like, to the fullest, and it's when it's dealing with something business-wise or meeting with Arno or this and that. You know what I'm saying? Because my thing is, just because you can name a bunch, the higher anyone go up in life and more money, you're going to start rubbing shoulders with different people that the average person in the hood don't know. Just because you can say these names don't mean that you better than the people that you talking to, or we supposed to look up to you like you just the key to our success or our life because you meeting these different people. You know what I mean? Like, kind of going back to the Sway Universe interview when he was saying, you know, if he, regardless if he lost 15, 20, 30 million dollars or got in debt, why he was spending that money to be accepted by someone else, that money could have already went into the factories he needed. And I understand he said he's searching for information. I feel him on that, and it can be frustrating when you searching for information and people either shutting doors on you or not sharing information with you purposely to keep you down. I can understand that frustration, but it's like the same people he frustrated against is the same people they trying to get, you know, kind of get accepted by. But I want to ask them and kind of ask you, you know, what you meant by, so my thing is, you take it as if, like, since he's with Kim Kardashian, you think, like, in her mind, she's purposely dating black men just to slap black women in the face, or you know what I'm saying, like, that's her intention, like, she wake up thinking, like, oh, I'm gonna date black.
Yeah, I think she just, I'm not saying she's doing it to slap him in the face, though. I think she just really into black men, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, they just like some black men just into white women, or, you know what I'm saying? Some, you know, I think she just into black men, because I ain't never seen her date, you know what I'm saying? You know, nobody her own race, though. I mean, she's not Caucasian, you know what I'm saying? She's Armenian, so,
right,
I mean, for her to be considered as white, you know what I'm saying, that would be a lot, because she's Armenian, so, I mean, not saying that makes anything better, though, but shit, I don't really see a problem in it. I don't see the problem in people dating other races anyway. I think people just take shit too far as the race thing go, because, I mean, how you gonna say that a white person is racist when you're against a black man or a black woman dating outside their race? You know what I'm saying? So you racist too. That makes everybody racist. You know what I'm saying? So that's like the pot calling the kettle black. You feel me?
Yep.
So I just feel like everybody should just, you know, date who they want to date, mind their own business. You know what I'm saying? Because hell, it ain't paying your bill. You saying it's gonna affect how the kids think. I mean, you got some pro-black people that just feel like, oh no, we need to, you know, make our race stronger. We need to, you know, just stay with us. You know what I'm saying? Man, it don't work like that, man. I mean, at the end of the day, bro, when you go to work, man, it's, you know, it's a Chinese, it's a white man, it's somebody besides your own race that you got to answer to. You know what I'm saying? So before you even talk about who a person can date, you need to goddamn sit back and evaluate who giving you rules and who's paying you, and you know what I'm saying? If you feel that strongly about it, then you should be your own entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? Make your own business. You know what I'm saying? Like, people just sit, man, get this worried about the wrong things, man. You know, race is not a fact. Race is not a factor here, man, people. Race is not a factor. Yes, it is racism, but race is not the factor, man. This shit is not a factor, man. I don't think so.
I agree with the points that you're saying. You know, that to me, that's one extra added thing to keep people blinded from actually trying to progress and be focused on positivity. That's just one extra thing that clogs up we only use half of our brain, or even less than half of our brain anyway. So if a person using 30-40% of the half of their brain they using already to be focused on what a person dating or outside of their race, this and that, blah blah blah, I'm like, I don't, you know, me personally, I've never been that type of way, you know what I mean? Because if people really go back and do their ancestry.com, they may be surprised what they end up finding out, that they may not think they are who they fully are anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. Because there's no such thing as someone is a descent of Africa 100%. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
There's no 100% descent from Africa.
You know it. Yeah, that whole you know, that be, sometimes I hear some women say, you know, they feel, once the quote unquote black man becomes successful, that's the only time it's really a problem. When now if he's broke, he ain't shit, he in the hood with his pants sagging, asking for trying to bum a square off someone from the liquor store, they ain't tripping on that
they
nigga.
Wouldn't care.
Yeah. But if he got him a little paper and got his own shit going, that's, oh no, we gotta fight and kill and destroy over him. And you never know what obstacles that man may have went through. Because I was talking about a girl about this other day. I was thinking about Kanye, and thinking about, like, all right, Kanye's supposed to be from Chicago, and I guess like the south and west side of Chicago, people in here from supposed to be predominantly black. And then I was thinking about like Big Sean from Detroit, that's like 90-95% black. But I noticed ever since Big Sean them got in the game, they have not dated like a fully black girl that I've seen. You know what I mean? And not making it an excuse saying it's right or wrong or bashing them for that at all. It's just my thought process behind it. Like, okay, he grew up in a 95% black city, so all his life he probably dated nothing but black women. Then once he did get the opportunity to travel and be around, he probably wanted to try some other, and love has no color. You know what I'm saying? You never know who you really gonna fall in love with.
This what makes me mad though. This what makes me mad, like when a black dude date a white girl, and he says, you know what I'm saying, he's you know, he trying to uplift the black community, he speak on black issues, and then people come behind and bash him like, well, how can you speak for us and you with a white woman?
Them two things don't have nothing to do with each other. You know what I'm saying? You can still care about your people, and you may be dating someone else. Those two things don't, that just, people find any way to try to discredit what you saying. That's why for real, that's the reason why we don't have any black leaders right now, because anyone that you put in front of us, we're going to find something to nitpick them about and discredit him. If you had Huey P, Huey P was not, he too light skinned, he must be mixed with something else. You know what I mean? So I ain't listening to what people want to find any reason to not hear some good shit that may help them in their life. You know what I'm saying? And to me that becomes a mental thing as well. You know, the crab in the bucket, the mental thing. People don't want to be guided, and I feel like anything we have ever seen successful in this world, regardless if it's in corporate America or in the streets, it has to have some structure behind it. People gotta know their position, know the position that they need to play, and master it for things to work. Everybody want to be bosses. Don't no one want to listen. Don't no one want to play their role. And if it is someone that they feel is on the same level, they take it as competition and want to tear the person down for everything. And my thing is, and I'm saying all that to say is, as far as our community, I never been the type of person. Yes, when I was a little kid, I was raised to know, okay, you a black man, you a male and a black man. When you walk out that door, you already got 2 strikes against you, so you need to watch what you do. You know, and a ton of other messages I was taught as a kid to still be alive at this age. But I never was taught. But I never was taught to be the type of person to point the finger and blame other people for stuff. Maybe because I grew up in a predominantly black city, I wasn't taught to blame everything on someone else because of what's going on with me. Now I know people can take it to a whole nother factor, the systematic this and that. I know people can do that, but me personally, I'm the type of person, like, as much as if we're gonna talk about the problem 100 times, we need to talk about the solution, or what's the possible solution 300 times then. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
if we
right.
keep focusing on the problem or what's causing, we need to start answering some of them problems too. And what we gonna do as a community to come together? Stop like even that last video when I posted on Instagram, someone was like, "Oh, I thought this was a hip hop channel, this and that." I'm like, bro, you looking at the headline. If you've been following me long enough, you know I don't pick a topic just to be picking a topic to talk about it just for no reason. It's a reason why I'm picking this, because that, to me, that shit goes on. Fuck Tadoe and China, whatever, whoever. This situation is going on right now as we speak. It's a nigga probably gearing up right now, listening to Marvin Gaye in the car, about to go do a drive-by on a nigga over a bitch right now.
Right. Or somebody on this good Sunday, somebody in the house tearing their old lady ass up, man.
Right. So these problems, yes, that's them, and they may be considered mumble rappers, but this is an actual problem that's going on in our community that we need to talk about and we need to address and get past that. It's multiple things. If we want to have power in numbers, it's multiple things we need to do. You know, our first answer can't always be to blame someone else, and that's just me.
Yeah. And I feel like violence is way bigger than racism. That's what I think, man. I think that's what we need to try to put a hand on, man. That's the problem that we need to fix. You know what I'm saying? Everybody need to come together and try to figure out, you know what I'm saying, like how can we stop all this violence, man, you know? And like you say, some of it is endured with drugs and alcohol and stuff, and you know, man, people just need to think before they do stuff. You know what I'm saying, man? You can't just kill somebody because, you know what I'm saying,
they stepped on your shoe.
They beat you. Then you got beat up, and now you want to go kill him. You know what I'm saying? You actually got people out there that don't know how to take a loss, and fuck it, they gonna go kill him. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, us growing up, we took our losses. You know what I'm saying?
You moved on.
We took our win. You feel me? We ain't went back and killed nobody. You feel me?
Yep. And that's what I be telling when I be around some youngins now. I tell them when they possibly got beef with somebody, I tell them, if you not willing to take it, if in your mind at this present moment right now, you not willing to take it all the way there, like all the way there, then it ain't even worth beefing with this person. Because if you run up on them, you beat the brakes off their ass, all they gonna do is retaliate. Now they retaliate and beat you. It's just gonna be a back and forth cycle until someone eventually gets a gun.
And some people, you ready to throw your hands up with. You throwing your hands up, they pulling out a pistol. So you done lost already. So I just feel like people, you know, you just need to be the bigger person and be like, man, you know what? You know what I'm saying? I don't know how this, pop that escalate like this, man, but you know what I'm saying? Shit, I was in the wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, man. I don't even want no beef. Ain't nothing wrong with saying you trying to save your life. Ain't nothing wrong with living. You know what I'm saying? Only a fool don't give a fuck if he live or he die.
Yeah, definitely. And think about it. That statement right there, from even a little kid myself, we get preached either directly or indirectly by some of our OGs or people around us. We'll come up with 100 things that we willing to die for, but we don't think of the things that we should be willing to live for. You know what I'm saying? Because dying, we can't help our kids, we can't help our community. We got to be here in some type of way and come together to live and stuff. I understand the fact, like, I understand me saying, like, yeah, I will die for my daughter, but at the same time, I want to live for my daughter as well, so I can be here to help guide her, to get her in position to do what you know what I'm saying, and give her wisdom. If I die for her today, I can't give her no more wisdom and stuff like that. Like this whole process
like your boy, what's your boy Dream On with the Draco say, my wife left me and I wanted to bust her head to the white meat, but I left her, and now I'm happy as a mug. See, he thought before he did it. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
He wouldn't even be in the car. If he'd have busted his wife head to the white meat, he'd have probably still been locked up. You understand what I'm saying? That's somebody that thought before they took action. You know what I'm saying? If everybody learned to do that, you know, it's just a feeling, man. You're not gonna always feel bad. Yeah, it's gonna hurt you. It's gonna hurt you when something happens to you. When somebody leave you. I mean, I don't know too many people that's gonna sit there and let somebody just hit them. You know what I'm saying? Without fighting back or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But you know, bad things happen in life, man. You be able to get over it, man. You can get over it, man. Just think before you do stuff, man. Just don't take action, man, because it can cost you your freedom, your life. You know what I'm saying? You got kids, man, and you're gonna be gone away. you know, another. You don't want no other man. I think that's a fear in every black man's mind and heart. There's another man raising their kids.
Yeah.
Another man hollering at their kids and spanking their kids when they doing wrong, but they ain't nowhere around because of a dumb decision they made. Now they locked up and they dead. You feel me?
Right. Yeah. Some. And you know what? Only reason why I say so, I 100% agree with that statement. And what I'm saying is not to disagree with it. It's unfortunate. I know a couple dudes that, like, I ain't gonna put their names out there. Like, say for a woman, she had a kid with someone, and now she dating someone else, and the other guy come along, he have a kid with her, he taking care of his kid and the other kid, because the first guy just walked away from the situation as if he didn't have that kid at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's real nigga shit right there, though.
And some people, I don't be understanding, like, it's no way. It was a point in time in my life where, back in, I guess you can't say mid 2000s, but it was a situation, personal, I never brought to YouTube before. A person end up saying, oh, I had a kid, this and that, blah blah blah. And the crazy thing about it is, like, I'm not gonna say I didn't know the kid was mine, but as soon as they reached out to me, and it's crazy, like, I ain't never been on social media for real, like, prior to this, and this is why people see I don't really show my face. From whatever background I come from, I'm just not the type of person to be on social media. I started a Facebook the very same day I started a Facebook. Probably 4 hours later, I got a message from a girl like, you got a kid down here in Alabama. I was like, this goddamn social media. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? But
they been waiting on your ass, well.
Yeah, but like, soon as I seen a couple pictures of the little girl, everything like that, I, like, less than a month later, I packed up and moved back down to Alabama to take care of my responsibilities. But long story, I ended up finding out that the kid wasn't mine. You know what I'm saying? So that was an eye opener and all that stuff. But I think just your blessings come from or get blocked if you just got the kids don't ask to be here, and you got responsibilities, and you just not taking care of your kids. That's just something within we just definitely got to try to make our kids, damn, the hood, they just killed me, but we gotta definitely try to make our kids and everybody better than us, instead of trying to be our kids. It's cool, I understand having being friends with your kids and stuff like that, but, you know, raising them to be better than us, not to raise them to be just like us or worse than us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I had this, I was talking to this girl one time, and she had 2 kids, man, and her baby dad was in prison or whatever. But me and her wasn't together, we were just messing around. And, you know, I used to help her out, man. I used to help her take care of kids and everything, man. And I'm talking about, I think he was doing, like, he did like 5 or 6 years, man. I'm talking about birthdays, Christmas. I mean, I made sure they were straight and everything. Me and her were just messing around. And when he got out of prison, man, you know, I never knew who the dude was or whatever. I never looked into him or nothing, though, you know what I'm saying? But when he got out of prison, you know what I'm saying, you know, I ended up seeing him at a store. I don't know how he knew me, though. He was like, man, I appreciate, man, what you did for my kids, though. I was locked up, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you know I ain't got no problem with you or nothing, bro. You know
Word, that's real.
Bro, you know what I'm saying? That's real nigga shit, you feel me?
Yeah, that's real, because a lot of times that don't happen. Once again, I ain't gonna say, because a couple of these people watch my channel, they probably gonna know who I'm talking about, but I ain't gonna put out no names. But I know, you know, like this situation, girl have a kid, and the dude, you know, even though he moved on, but he ended up moving out of state or whatever the case may be, of course the woman eventually gonna move on. But now the dude that she moved on with and the baby daddy feel like they automatically gotta be beefing. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, y'all don't have to just be beefing just because one used to be with the, because now you got one that feel like, one of them feel like he gotta compete with the baby daddy, or he gotta show the girl that he 10 times better than, like, do it naturally because you genuinely care about the kid and the girl. Don't do it because you trying to stunt on the nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but you know, most of this, I ain't gonna say it start with the women, but they got something to do with it, man. When they laying down that night, they sitting there, they talking to the guy about the last guy, so that's already giving them an agenda about the person. Automatically they're not together, so she not gonna, I don't know, not one woman in this world that's gonna sit there and talk good about a nigga that she done been with to a nigga that she with now. Everything that come out her mouth, I ain't gonna say necessarily be bad, but it's not gonna be all good, you know what I'm saying? So automatically, when this nigga see you in the street, he's gonna be like, look at this fuck nigga right here.
Right,
you know
right.
What I'm saying?
Yep.
But because of what the woman done told him, she don't know him. She don't know him. He don't know. You don't know the other guy, you know what I'm saying, like as a person in real life. He just know going off what the female told him, you feel me? So that's how a lot of that stuff gets started, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's how a lot gets started.
And that be exactly what you saying, like, and then the guys in the situation have to be smart enough to understand, like, I wouldn't know nothing about that other guy unless she was telling me. And he wouldn't know nothing about me unless she was telling him. So if they look at it, the common denominator is who? Y'all shouldn't be mad at each other. You know, don't fall into the trap of those type of situations. And not to say all women this, you know, but that happens too often. Because a lot of times, you know, when people start dating and get, you know, oh baby, what's up? You know, how, you know, I'm here to make you happy, or, you know, tell me about your past and what made you cry. You know what I mean? This and that, all the Romeo shit. You know what I mean? And then why they doing it?
I don't want to know about your past, to be honest, man. Like, I really don't want to know about your past. Let's get this money, let's build a life, and, you know, let's keep it moving, man. I don't care nothing about none of the niggas you done slept with, or, you know, I don't care about nothing. Well, no, my only concern about being with a female is a homegirl, man. Like, what kind of homegirl? Because a female is a reflection off of her friends, you feel? So I want to know what kind of friends you got. That's what I'm curious about.
That's 100% true. Just like the same way, I think if it's a woman listening to this, she should observe a man by the company he keeps. We have to do the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, don't get upset with us because we may look at who the company that you keep, because y'all do the same thing to us. Like, one thing I learned, I remember, like, and it's crazy, I hate that all these motherfuckers follow, subscribe to my channel. That's why I don't be trying to tell people I do YouTube so I can talk freely. but it's I just had this one cousin that he just a cheater. He mess with strippers. He may mess with prostitutes. He just a cheater. Down there, say for instance, like down there, every time he come over to your house, he come over with a different girl. Do you know if it ever be a day that you leave out the house with him, how your girl gonna be looking at you like, hold on, where y'all going together? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So your girls pay attention to that. Like, hold on, he's a habitual cheater. This is all he do. Every time I see him, he with a different girl. What do y'all have in common? What are y'all about to go out and do together? Then
don't let your homeboy not have no girlfriend and nothing. Oh my God.
Yeah. You know, so it'd be crazy. Like, these are things. Sometimes I just hate that it seems like it's an attack on straight black men for us not to think for ourselves, not have any standards, not stand up for anything. We just supposed to shut up. We supposed to shut up, pay the bills, provide some dick here and there, shut up, and the cycle over and over again. If we speak up against anything that we feel like is, because we don't supposed to have feelings, but if we speak up on the things that bother us or concern us or our feelings, oh, you crying, you don't supposed to, like, no, you know, this is why things end up building up in relationships, and then it may get physical or the dude go cheat. Like, it has to be open communication. It can't just be one way. The guy got to fully understand the woman, but she don't want to fully understand us, because it's a lot about men in general that women should get to know besides just what our pockets, how much our pockets weighing.
Right. And you know, I see my homeboy, you know, because I'm married, he married too or whatever, man, but his wife, he went to work, he built them a house. You know what I'm saying? All she had to do was like work a little part-time job. You know what I'm saying? They got 2 kids or whatever, man. And I mean, he take care of her, man. And she still cheated on him. I mean, he wasn't like us, man. You know what I'm saying? We used to drink or whatever, man, go to the clubs, and man, he wouldn't do none of that, bro. I'm talking all he did was go to work, take care of his family. And she still stepped out on him, man. And I'm just like,
did she look at him as weak?
I don't know. That's what I want to know, man. I want to know why would women do a man like that? That's so good to them. Why would they still go out there and cheat on somebody that's giving them everything? Like, why?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
And I don't know, dude, but that probably will change him for the rest of his life. Where every girl that he encountered now, he either gonna super have his antennas up with, or he probably will never be faithful again, fully faithful again. Because most guys, I can't speak for everybody, but like in my journey of life and meeting dudes do want to find that one that they can be with. you know, every dude probably gonna go through their whole stage because it'd be like an immaturity thing from grade school. That's why I tell, that's why I say girls when they meet a guy, you better hope that nigga wasn't just a lame in grade school. Because if he was a lame in grade school and now he got him a little paper or maybe they hit the weights a little bit or something like that, now in his 20s and 30s, he's trying to get out all that shit he should have got out when he was younger. You know what I'm saying? So now you got to deal with it and wait, let him get through that stage in his life before he willing to sit down and he thinking about his legacy and building a family and all that. You know, and it'd be the same thing vice versa, like Evan said, it's the same thing vice versa. You know what I mean? With girls, you gotta let them go through their stage, because at some point in time they gonna have to go through that stage. That's why I've never been a thing to me, like, through my dating experience, and at my age, and it may sound crazy, but at my age, I only technically consider myself ever being in like 4 or 5 real relationships. Been with multiple other people, but like people that I actually claim, like if you never met my mom, I don't consider you was not my girl, you know what I'm saying, or nothing like that. So I've never been the type of person that's like, hey, I'm taking this too serious, and then if you messing up, I always had enough confidence to like, okay, you mess up, go out here, just leave it alone, let them go out there and they gonna experience it and understand like, damn, I fucked up, I should have done right by. Once they get out there in that pool and see what else is out there to offer, you know what I mean, unless they just want to be done wrong. Sometimes I think some people don't want to be happy.
Yeah, they just want to be miserable their whole life, and they want to see other people miserable too, man.
Yeah, it's sad. Like, I really see some people that it seems like they just don't want to be happy. Their conversation, the people they pick and choose, and then it maybe just be, I understand like human behavior and stuff where they may just be recycling the situation that the household that they maybe grew up in, but it has to be a time where people look in the mirror and say, and make a conscious effort to say, I want to break this cycle and want to do better instead of just being stagnant. Because if all your family and friends and everybody going through the same situation, then I understand some things are just normal to people. Like I'm gonna keep it real. Like, it wasn't like I left when I moved down to Huntsville, Alabama during that situation or whatever, and before that going to school, it took me to leave and then come back home to even see when I was watching the news that it was like abnormal. It wasn't abnormal. It wasn't, I'm trying to see, like, before I left Detroit and moved out of town, like, just stuck being there, watching the news, you just hearing, oh, body found in this building, or chopped up, or kid gets killed, this and that, like, you just kind of, oh, okay, you just flick through the channels, you're not even tripping. But it wasn't until I left and then I moved somewhere where it was like only 20, 30 murders a year. Then when I came back, I'm like, damn, shit is fucked up. Like, we start to make abnormal things normal to us when it's not, and we gotta understand things.
Basically adjusting to your environment.
Yeah, definitely. You know, and once we make this thing seem like it's nothing, oh no, that's just regular. You know what I mean? It shouldn't just be regular. You know what I mean? That ain't, the right things. You know what I mean? Because now we're gonna raise our kids, and then it ain't gonna really affect us until our kids get affected by the environment that we keeping them in. You know, it's just a lot of things. That's why.
Do you think cheating is an addiction?
Hold on. How do you turn off the music on here when you in the car?
You got to press down, like press left. Go to the left.
All right, I just got out that car because I can't turn that shit off. Fuck around, get a copyright strike from that goddamn Jamaican music. But what were you saying? Do I think cheating is an addiction?
Yeah, do you think it's an addiction? Do you think some people can't help but to cheat, or can you control it? Like, is it like drugs and alcohol? Some people on drugs, they're addicted. Like, is cheating an addiction? Like, some people can't live life without cheating.
I think it's a choice. I think it's a choice, but I think also with saying that, I think some people naturally just want to be with multiple people, but then they end up finding that person that they knew is the one that's best for them, but they still can't change those habits of just still wanting to be with multiple but they don't want to lose this one person that they know just means this is the best, but they still willing to jeopardize it and still do other stuff.
So it's basically like always keeping the plan B just in case plan A mess up, you still got your plan B. You keep somebody real close to you that, you know what I'm saying?
Possibly, you know, because some, you know, like how we were just talking about how like some guys don't get certain things out their system or whatever. So if they used to being the person where, you know, they go into the party, to the club, this and that, and they got multiple girls on their phone and this and that, you know, I don't know, and that's just their lifestyle. They don't necessarily, you know, I don't know. I don't know if it can be. It may. I think a doctor may, some psychologist somewhere may have ran across people in this world that may have that type of addiction or feeling like that. You know what I'm saying? But the average person that I know,
because for some people, it's like they can have everything in the world, but you know what I'm saying? They'll make some kind of they'll try to justify it by saying, oh, I was with that person before I was with him, or shit, I love both of them. Like, how the fuck you can love two people? How can you be in love with two people? I mean, it's not, I don't think that shit, I ain't never been in love with two people before, you know what I'm saying? I had plenty of women in my life though, man, but shit, I ain't loved up like 3 women in my life, man. Hell, I ain't never loved 2 women at one time. That shit hard, I think, because you know, if you love somebody, you gonna do anything for them, so how the hell you gonna do everything for both women, you feel me?
Right, unless you just got it, because a lot come with it. That be the thing that a lot of young dudes come, or even not even just young dudes, a lot come with cheating and dealing with a lot of women. You gotta try to keep up with your lies. You gotta cover up a whole bunch of bullshit. Then you gotta deal with a whole bunch of different personalities. You know what I'm saying? They wants, they needs, they time, spending all that money. Like, a lot come with it. You don't just get it. It don't, and there's nothing that come behind it or come with it. You know what I mean? A lot of stuff come with it, but the answer, I don't really know. But it probably is someone that probably does have an addiction and not just be able to be with one person.
Yeah, I know I think my homeboy got an addiction to that shit, boy. He don't know how to stop. What I'm talking about, man, he just, anything he see, boy, he going straight at it, boy. He don't even care.
Yeah. Let me hey, because I did put this in the title. What was going on with the behind the scenes of what you heard about, like, with Lil Lonnie, and what's supposed to be going on with people targeting rappers down there?
Man, first of all, man, you know what I'm saying, rest in peace, Lil Lonnie, man. I really had like the little dude music, man. He was a real one, man, you know what I'm saying? But man, you know, just one of my friends from Mississippi was saying that they down there, they saying like within Texas and Arkansas and Mississippi, they said that they got a hit out on some of the rappers down there. Like, it's this little gang, it was like you know what I'm saying, they killing rappers or something. You know, I mean, don't quote me on that because I don't know nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? It was just a word that I heard from somebody over there in Mississippi, man. But yeah, man, as far as the Lil Lonnie situation, man, that's sad, man, because, I mean, even though I don't know him personally or know his life, but I can tell through his music and through his character that the way that he died, he should have deserved that. You understand what I'm saying, man? He was really laid back to the cool, man. I mean, I think he was about to graduate Mississippi State this year, man. He was in college and everything, man. So 22 years old, man.
That's sad. Yeah, I personally, I think I've seen his name a couple of times, because like I do check out like DJ Small Eyes every so often, so I've seen him on there. But then after I heard about him passing, I went to go check out his interviews, and I just paid attention to the energy he gave off. And I can't say like he was perfect or nothing, but I just didn't feel no negative energy. I just didn't feel no negative energy. Like, he just didn't seem, you know what I mean, how you would just describe him, calm, laid back. You know, it seemed like he probably was just into the females, getting some money, especially if he already got the fame and notoriety and getting some money, and he's still choosing to go to college and finish it. That shows a totally different mindset. But that'd be the thing, motherfuckers.
Dude, strong-minded as hell, man.
Yeah. Because a lot of people be like, man, F that, I ain't going to finish that, I'm going to just do this and that. That show, but that'd be the crazy part, like, that, you know, that'd be the thing, like, people feel like the hood will make you feel like you weak, or you turning your back, or you scared once you finally get to the point where you have to move on. At some point in times, you can't outgrow your area and your circumstances and where you at, you know what I mean? just for your own safety and your friends. That's why a lot of times when people get rich, the very first thing they say is like, I gotta move my mama out the hood, because if you don't, people will start trying to target your mama because of what you got. You know what I'm saying?
Because hating really is an addiction. That's really an addiction. Yeah, hating is an addiction for real. And that shit cannot be cured, man, because you can, as far as Lil Lonnie go, man, you see a little young kid out there, man, he got all these nice things, he popping in his area, you know what I'm saying, and how successful he is as far as going to school, and he was signed to Boosie one time and everything, man, and he connected with all these people, and it's just like, you got so many people out there that's trying to do the same thing as far as rapping. They feel like, well, I've been rapping way longer than him, and you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody getting notoriety and all that shit. Like, man, fuck this shit, man. Let's go kill this little nigga, man. You know what I'm saying?
And it be just as simple. It be simple things like that. It may have not stemmed from anything serious. It's just the pure fact that he succeeded and someone not succeed. Like, I ain't gonna say like, I don't want to sound like an old head, like, hating back in the day wasn't like that. Like, but a motherfucker hating a little while back was just a nigga just talk a little shit about you, throw dirt on your name, this and that. But hate now is like, no, this nigga gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Like, he making me look bad because I'm not doing, because a person's success reminds other people of what they not doing or their lack of success. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, how do you block a motherfucker from leaving comments on here? This some stupid shit.
They just,
I can't see what nobody else saying because of this person. You know what I mean? But yeah, that be just a sad thing. Like, they look at it that way of your success. It just reminds them every time they look in the mirror of what they not doing correct. And instead of them using that as, that just shows the biological makeup of a person's brain of how they view things. If they look at something that a person is doing positive and the very first thing that come to their mind is something negative, you are a hater. You know what I'm saying? Like, if a person want to know if they a hater or not, just wait till the next time you see a dude walking down the street and he or you out somewhere and he clean, he may, if it's in the very first thing come to your mind, man, fuck that nigga, or he ain't shit. You a hater.
That nigga. Fuck that shit. But that shit ugly. I don't like that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that, you know what I mean. And I do want to slip this in and say this, because I, talking about hating and stuff. For everybody that's tuning in now and gonna end up hearing this, just that same mentality has surprised me, because that has bled over into the YouTube blogging world. Like, I never expected. To me, that is who people should be calling the real coons, that have the type of mentality of, you want to stop another man from coming up and doing what he's doing because you are doing it. So you want to hate on him or stop him or try to tear his brand down or talk down on his brand. Like, to me, that's a part of the definition of me considering a person a coon, because it's like, it's enough room to eat. You shouldn't feel like, because
But their whole life is a facade, man. Because some people probably think this about the person. Oh yeah, this person, blah blah this person, blah blah that. But in reality, they really at the bottom, just like the rest of us. It's just that they just making it look better. But because I don't know anybody that I don't know a person that has a person that has everything. I can't really see them trying to bring down somebody who's already down or keep somebody down. Like, shit, nigga, how do you expect for as far as the genre of what y'all do or whatever, how do you expect for this to be a big platform if it's only one person and you're not helping uplift the next, the next blogger or the next commentator or the next, whatever the genre is, you feel me, bro?
Right,
I can't see one person just keeping everybody below them. I mean, which I don't think that's possible. I don't think that's possible, because in my world, it's real over everything. You know what I'm saying? The real is gonna always prevail. You feel me? It's only so long before people, you know what I'm saying? People keep listening to clowns and, just. Yeah,
they'll catch wind. It just take a little bit longer for the real to make it to the top, because the real gotta go through so much. A real individual gotta make it out of all the hater circumstances, because the crab in the bucket. That fake person don't even have to deal with that type of stuff from day one. That's why they able to catapult directly to the top, because they not dealing with none of the real world issues that a real person is going through, you know what I'm saying, on a day-to-day basis.
It's all about the, but you know, man, in a sense, man, we really, you know, we really can't blame the other person. We have to blame like the followers and stuff, like what type of followers they have, because you have some fans that'll go so hard for a person that they can really tear down the empire. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Get together. Yeah. It's like for some reason, every time I click on somebody's comments, all I see is Russ take a L. You know what I'm saying? And
what does that mean?
Know what this shit. Okay, I guess because he was on Complex or something, man. But it's just like something like that. You feel me? Like just a person can really come and really tear your career down just by one person saying Russ take a L. You know, depending on the fan base or whatever, they just took that shit and ran with it. Now every time you click on something, all you see is Russ takes a L. You know what I'm saying? It's got 1,000 likes. You feel me? And it's so fucking petty though. But you know, you really have to kind of mind how you go at people and what you say to people, man, because their fan base can be so strong. Their fan base can be so strong. It can just ruin everything that you got your heart into. You feel me?
Facts. For real. And that's why I say I can't that's like, say for instance, if I was talking about, I normally don't use the terminology coon and coonery and all that stuff like that. Ain't just some slang that I normally don't use, but I can't be, if I was I can't be a person that's calling other people coons and talking about their behavior as coon-like and this and that, but you're either behind the scenes or you're doing things to manipulate the fans and everybody to have to pick and choose to tear down other people of what they're doing, that's possibly either providing for their family or putting food on their table or paying, you know what I'm saying? That's to me the coon. You know what I'm saying? Like if why? Because you don't have to tear down another person, what they're building, for you to grow. You don't have to do that. That mentality is just embedded for some reason in our community to feel like it's not one liquor store out here, it's not one NBA commentator out here, it's multiple NHL commentators out here, it's not one grocery store. The world is not meant to be set up to have one thing. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to.
You don't see Showtime and HBO beefing. You know
right, you know what I'm saying? That you don't see that. You know what I mean? It's just about put out your work. Whoever has the best content or whoever is putting in the work, they will be rewarded in the end. But you don't have to make a special effort to manipulate people to try to tear down what other people are doing.
Right. And that's what I disagree with. I disagree with people like, you know, talking down on other people and saying, oh, this person, they might not be saying that in front of the public or whatever, man, but they saying it to some of the people that matters, man. Like, you best believe they somewhere kissing ass talking shit like, oh yeah, this motherfucker, yeah, he ain't blah with this and blah with that or whatever. You know, they throwing salt in the game.
They doing it, yeah.
But when they stand up in the forefront, they just look like all innocent. They all innocent, like, nah, shit, that ain't me. I ain't said that shit. You know what I'm saying? But in reality, it really do be there.
Yes, you know, and the smart people can see through it, because it be little bitty subliminals here and there that you would just catch, that you know, you're like, man, that was unnecessary. You didn't have to say that, because the weak-minded, maybe small, the young kid that's feel like they are attached to these things personally or something in some way. They be feeling like they gotta pick or choose, or they be behind the scenes doing, you know, this. It just don't have to be like that. To me, I'll just be saying that's just a part of the small little factors and elements in our community that just have to stop. Because I never would have thought, from the time I chose to, where life kind of pointed me and got me in a direction to start doing blogging, that it would be this much BS going on. And it's not like it's the system or the machine. Yeah, the system and the machine of YouTube do its own little stuff, but then you just have to adapt and learn how to work through how YouTube structures its app or whatever. But 99% of the problems is coming from your.
I really don't even consider you as a blogger. I consider you as a realist, just because of how you go about your topics and how you come in and how you get it done and how you leave. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really consider you as a. I mean, you might be considered as a blogger, like as far as all around or whatever.
Right.
As far as the story that you put out and how you get at the situation, I consider you being a realist. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not just the video itself, you know what I'm saying, that you're covering the whole culture as a whole in one video, like you know, like for instance, like the Tadoe and Cuban dog situation. I mean, you could have just made the conversation just about them, but it went from that to, you know, the world in general. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
appreciate
that. I appreciate that, because that's the only thing that that's only because sometimes people may wonder why maybe a couple days I don't upload or don't upload as much or cover because I feel like if the story don't give me something, if the story don't give me 20 minutes worth of something to talk about that I feel like I can relate to in my life, like, forget who the entertainers are, I forget how much money that, you know, if that story can't relate to a regular day situation that we all go through, then I don't really want to cover it for real. Like, yeah, some people may get mad because that story involved 6ix9ine or involved people that they consider mumble rappers and this and that, but the overall principle of that story is something relatable to what everybody possibly going through or went through or going to go through. You know what I'm saying? But I be needing people to be smart enough to understand that, which I understand everybody not going to get it, you know. But I appreciate you saying that. I guess it's just when it come down to communication with trying to, you know, when it come down to communication of trying to get interviews and stuff like that, doing it from YouTube, and it's not like a big quote unquote brand yet, they automatically look at you as a blogger, and being looked at as a blogger, you automatically fall up under the shadow of a certain blogger that has a bad reputation to 98% of the rappers in the game. So it automatically is like, so you have to do any and everything that you can do to try to make yourself to separate yourself from that. You know, just try to.
The main thing is this is the only thing that you would want to just stay clear from, and that's just being biased. You know what I'm saying? You're not a biased person. You give it to them how it is. It don't matter who was right, who was wrong. Everybody gonna catch it in this video. You feel me?
Right.
You're not biased. You know what I'm saying? If people learn not to be biased, then they won't have to go back and recap on some shit they said before that, or maybe if you don't take this person's side, then you don't have to worry about, now this person look like an ass, now you got to go to this person's side. If you just speak on what the facts really are, you know what I'm saying, then you won't have to worry about that shit, man. But some people, they want to just take that person's side, then sometimes something happens, they don't either want to report on it, or either they want to go way over there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally ignore it.
They'll be like, oh yeah, see, yeah, I told you so, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And you know, and that's manipulating the news. You know what I'm saying? So if you manipulating the news, that's technically considered fake news. Then if you manipulating the news for your benefit or the people that's involved,
just doing whatever you think is hot. Just doing whatever you think the people want. Whichever way the people lean, that's the way you lean. You know what I'm saying? You're not standing in the middle. You leaning towards what you think popular. You know what I'm saying?
Fact.
You're not standing in the middle. You know what I'm saying? You're not standing out in the middle, man. Just you know what I'm saying, doing you and shit. You doing this shit for, I mean, what you're supposed to do it for the people, but you're not supposed to lie to the people. You're not supposed to exploit the people. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, tell people how you truly feel.
A lot of these people got these kids out here, man, with a fucked up mentality, man. A lot of this shit is fucking these kids' mentalities up, bro. And there's still some real people in the world. And if they sit right there on the internet and take that shit and come in the real world, somebody go fuck them up, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like we need more realists other than somebody that we can lean on and you know, with the bullshit, you know what I'm saying? We need people that's gonna give it to us straight and let us know how this shit gonna go. So when we do, if we on social media, we got something from it. Everything we wanna do, we wanna get something from. You feel me? We don't wanna walk away empty. We wanna walk away with something that can help us in life. Shit, I don't wanna walk to the store and get shot by a motherfucker. So why would I wanna walk to the store and troll the motherfucker? I'm walking past the motherfucker, I'm trolling this motherfucker. That's what that's the word they use, right? I'm trolling the person that's walking beside me. I don't know if this motherfucker got a gun or not. If he got hands, he gonna beat my ass and shoot me. To all this trolling shit, you know what I'm saying? These kids and some of these adults, they taking this shit, and if they take this shit in the real world, they gonna get fucked up, son.
Right. 100. I couldn't have said it better, for real. And I couldn't have said it better. Like, that's 100% fact. And that's why when people just say, when people just say, oh, and not even just specifically talking about 6ix9ine, but just because it's multiple trolls out here. But you know what I mean? But the thing is, when I hear people just automatically use that excuse, I'm like, because that's just like how a generation was raised, like how you would hear someone that's an E40 fan end up saying like, hey, E40 raised me more than probably my dad or something, or I learned so much. The power of YouTube, the power of music, the power of television do manipulate and raise people, and can, you know what I'm saying? It is power in that, and that's why when I hear people use that excuse about, oh, that person is just trolling, like, you don't understand how him just trolling is going to be a domino effect on someone that don't understand that there is consequences behind your actions. Period. There's no way around it. You can't just make it seem like that's not how the world works. And then when they go out there and do some dumb shit, and just like you just said, and then it's a retaliation behind it, they're gonna be clueless, like, oh my god, I can't believe that this happened, because they thinking that's cool. They thinking that's how the world works. They thinking trolling is how the world works. Well, it's gonna be that one motherfucker they run up against, and they gonna tear their ass up. Yeah, for real. And you know, someone that said YouTube is raising the youth, you know, because we all have these phones that's in our hand, and you know, and I understand, like, some kids, I don't know, that, yeah, just that whole thing. That's why I made that little short video that day, was like, I just wish when I was growing up, you know, maybe we had the excuse or the terminology of trolling, because, you know, it may be some people that wouldn't be dead or in jail right now, you know what I mean, because they would have had that excuse. Back then, if you were trolling back then, you was getting your head buzzed. It wasn't no such thing as, man, it's just music, man. This music is weird, man. You know what I'm saying? See, back then, okay, if we use our thought process as far as through music, then I was born, you know what I'm saying, like I say, you know, I was born in 83. So when I was coming up, man, I was listening to, when I was in my prime, like you know, like this generation, like 14, 15, 16, 17, hell, I was listening to Cash Money, No Limit, Death Row Records, you know, that's what I was listening to. And if you take that aspect, if you take that era and put it with this era, then this shit is a complete joke, bro. It's a complete joke. I think, not all of them. Not all of it, but the majority of them is, bro. Man, 80% of these niggas is, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I sit back, I see people make mockery of, you know what I'm saying? Not to really say rappers' names like that, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, however you get it, that's how you get it, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's on you. But I see some people say Lil Pump better than J. Cole. You know, and me, as a person that came up in my generation, you know what I'm saying, listening to Jay-Z and all these niggas, I'm like, they must be out their fucking mind. I would have be out their mind. Right, I would have to. So I understand that music is subjective and people have a preference, but some things is just like, it ain't even debatable, because it's like, one, they just not even in the same category. Just like how when people tried to back in the day, it almost got to the point where people just started saying about Tupac and Biggie, like, they just in two different categories. You know what I'm saying? You had one that was more of a lyrical person, another person was more in passion and a feeling with the message wrapped in his medicine too. You know, like, I couldn't even put Lil Xan and all them in a J. Cole conversation. You know what I mean? Yeah, something you just don't do. You know, because it's just two totally different worlds. But the thing is, that's what, like we were saying the other day, and I'm glad we talking about it, because it's like, I wanted to make sure it did get recorded. Like, they're purposely pushing the agenda to keep the quote-unquote old heads and the quote-unquote young ones coming up separated, because that's the only way that information is passed in our community. It's from people that have experience down to the people that's growing up. So if you always keep us in beef and at odds, and it's an old head, all fuck them old heads, and you got different big platforms and entities that's pushing that perspective and keep us separated, some of the mistakes that people are growing up making, they don't have to make if they just have someone around them to give them the game. Or they still may make the mistake, but it may not end in life or death, because they may have a little game to know how to wiggle through it and survive that mistake or whatever they're going through. But by keeping us at odds, like, I don't know, I just never understood that. Like, me growing up, I used to love to sit down and talk to my granddad and stuff like that before he passed, and different stuff like that. I used to love to hear the stories and get the game and the wisdom from him. You know what I mean? Now that's what we mimic. That's what we mimic our life after. We mimic our life after
the great people in our family, like our uncles. We hear stories about our uncles and granddaddies, and like growing up, it's like that's who I want to be like. I want to be like my uncle. I want to be like my granddaddy. You know what I'm saying? Like we. You know, even though we kind of glorify, like as far as not knowing if I'm getting off topic though, but like I know how like you know we listen to music and everything, and you know some people they ain't had no choice but to get out here and sell dope, and you know because not saying that the world is a fair place, man, but you know sometimes the odds is against you, and you have to make ends meet. You understand what I'm saying? So the music part, as far as selling dope and everything, I can understand that part of it, but the drinking lean and the popping pills and the you know what I'm saying, that aspect of it, it's almost like what I really get to is like I'm saying that I live my life after my granddaddy. These kids mimicking their life after these rappers, man, after these people that's dying, drinking this shit and smoking this and whatever the fuck they doing, fentanyl and all this shit, man. You know what's my guy name? Rest in peace, Lil Pete, man. Man, they found fentanyl in this system, man. That's like synthetic heroin, man. You know what I'm saying? Come from China, bro, and this is really who you glorifying, who you looking up to?
Yeah. You know, adding on to that, you know what's been crazy that I be seeing? Like even, and I don't know if to even say it like that or not. I just be tripping like sometimes when I just see fans randomly be getting like their favorite rapper face on them. Like that's like just a whole nother level of a fan. You know, like if I get tattoos, they kind of mean something to me, and it's probably gonna relate around my life, my lifestyle, my family, my kids, or something. Like I'm not just gonna, because a rapper put out a song that I like, now I'm about to go get a portrait of this other man on me. It's like the fanism, and it's because now it's just a connection between people, because social media, everybody one touch away. You know what I mean? Where you could speak to a person, say whatever you wanted to say. I kind of wish it went back to, you know, having that mystique of just everybody wasn't just so available to, you know, just to be right there. And as soon as everybody became, that's all the sales fell, everything. Like everything is decreasing because of the effects of social media. It was something that I was about to ask you about.
But as far as the sales go, man, I can honestly say, man, that if we go by the sales, if we're looking at life as far as going by the album sales and the record sales, then clearly, man, the people that we say are woke, you know what I'm saying, quote unquote, they winning because they selling 400,000 in a week, you know what I'm saying, compared to the rest of these artists, you know what I'm saying, selling 30 and 40,000 a week. You know, that's really not nothing, bro. 30 people bought your album in a week, that's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Think about how many people is in the United States, period, man. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And only 30 out of those people, 30,000 people, you know what I'm saying, bought your album. You really not winning. I mean, you making money, but you're not winning compared to, you know, like I say, J. Cole just sold what? 390,000 first week. Cardi B sold 250,000. Now you got somebody. As far as Cardi B go, man, you got somebody. You know, she was like you said, she was a stripper. She was a reality star. But this is why people claim to Cardi B, because she's real. You know what I'm saying? She's relatable. She don't sit there trying to be, you know what I'm saying? She don't sit there trying to be something she not. Yeah, bitch, I was a stripper. Yeah, bitch, I sucked dick. Yeah, bitch,
just like anybody else, just like every other girl do, you know what I mean?
A lot of women can relate to that shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because she just
keeping. That's what they call the glow up. She came from that, and now look at her. You understand what I'm saying?
That's real. That's real. You know what I mean? Like
everybody wrong with what they was saying. Okay, she just went offset for the clout. Nah, look, when her old dude get out of jail, she going back to him. Now look at it. Now she about to marry Offset, and she pregnant by him. You know what I'm saying?
And I hope it worked, and I hope that it end up working out for him. You know what I mean? I don't be wishing the worst on people. I don't be wanting bad things to happen just to be able to have a video that I can put up. Like you could tell, and some people that you listen to doing this, like they be praying like, I hope someone get killed tomorrow so I can have 14 videos.
So they can have something to report on. They just want something to report on, bro.
Yeah, you know, and throw fuel on the situations and make them even worse and this and that. You know what I mean? That's why I was kind of you know, as a female, because for a while, like, I haven't been able to listen to women rappers in the game. It became so feminist in the music. You know, back in the day, you could listen to Little Kim and Foxy and Lauryn Hill and stuff. You know what I mean? Mia X and all that. You could. You know. Then it just got to the point where it just got.
And it was the argument I always make, man. I tell them, I say, man, we had Mia X, man, and we had, you know, Foxy
Lady of Rage.
Yeah, the Lady of Rage, man. We had people like that back in the days, man. Like, but you're not saying that these female rappers are not no good rappers. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, what we had back then, I'm not even gonna say it was realer. It was just, we could feel it more. You know what I'm saying? It's like now they all about bringing each other down. Like if one's on top, then the other one's jealous. And you know, this internet shit fucked everything up, man. Because that's just like, you know, Cardi and Nicki. People think it's wrong to like Cardi and Nicki. You know,
you can like both.
Yeah, right. You can like both of them. Shit, nigga, I was listening to Lil Kim and Foxy Brown, and I know them two really didn't get along, but I was bumping the shit out of their music. You feel me?
Right. I was listening to Pac and Biggie back in the day. I didn't feel like I had to pick and choose, but that's why I be wondering. Like I be wanting. Like I'm the type of person, I like to try to figure things out. So I really be wanting to understand the thought process of just this generation. And it ain't that I'm saying that in a way like I'm looking down on it. I just be wishing sometimes I can find someone that's like, like find someone that's maybe 13, 14, 15 years old, and just to be able to be around them and talk to them, just to understand how this generation really thinking, what's the major factors, influence and stuff. Because like you said, you don't have to pick and choose. You can like multiple things. You don't have to just say, oh, I'm into this and I'm not into that. Like people think nowadays, like friends, they have to agree on everything or y'all can't be friends. Like, or you look at something different than I do, oh no, I gotta be beefing with you because you have a different thought process than me, this and that.
And you know, you don't. And that's nitpicking, bro. I'm gonna tell you, it's nitpicking, bro, because I'm gonna be honest, bro. People, you know, people getting on Cardi B because somebody wrote a song for her. But didn't nobody say nothing about when Wayne drinking Safari was writing Nicki shit, and when we was growing up, nobody never said shit about Biggie writing Lil Kim shit, or Jay-Z writing Foxy Brown shit. You know what I'm saying, bro? Right. Most of these female rappers had male rappers writing for them. We never made it no big issue. We just had love the music. You feel me? But now they trying to, you know, it's the fans. It's these people that have certain fans. They have diehard fans, and they'll do anything to just keep that person that they love on top. So, you know, they find out, oh, this person wrote this right here, they gonna make it to their best ability to go dig up the evidence and everything, just try to tear the person down. But if the person is loved, then there's nothing that they can do about it. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. Now, I'm glad this person that just left this comment, because he's the future of our children, is a part of the reason why so you just coming into the live stream now, you're gonna have to go back at some point in time and replay this video from the beginning. But I want to go and read your comment that you left on my last video, you know what I mean, because it told me, I don't know if you listened to my response that I said to you, but it showed me that you by no way could have listened to the whole video prior to leaving your comment before in a way attacking my my character and everything as a quote-unquote man. So I don't know your age, your gender, no nothing like that, or if you're new to my channel, but possibly, you know, I don't, you know, why you not going off on these rap niggas, going back and forth like bitches? You know all these motherfuckers' background, which I didn't know I knew all of their background, but listen to your tone, listen to your tone and your voice when you talk about Cuban down at 69 versus your voice and Tadoe. You ain't stupid, doc. You know how to pick your narrative. You real slick too. She's a thought and she's young. These niggas, you gotta know who she is. You think this is the first time Tadoe has put hands on a bitch? He ain't no killer too. One, you know, that's just self-explanatory, me reading this comment out there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just self-explanatory, because one, I don't know these motherfuckers. background.
Don't nobody know Tadoe would kill him because don't nobody know him in real life. You just listening to music. That's what I'm saying, man. The music is fucking people's minds up. Don't nobody know. I mean, I can sit here and tell you shit, nigga. I'm the fucking president of the United States, nigga. You know, I can tell you this fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if this nigga a killer or not. I don't know if he done put his hands on a woman before because I've never seen the video. I've never seen. Man, people will crucify people, man, with no evidence, man. I'm talking about they will crucify people, man.
See, people, that when I read that comment, it made me feel like, you know, either this person didn't listen to the whole video, missing the moral to the point, or don't know my character. It's hard for a person. One, I didn't say that he is half a fag. I said she must like having half a fag friends. That's just a statement. It was just a joke. That's just the way I chose to say it. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. People are here 10 minutes and then listen to 2 or 3 words they don't like, and they change the narrative in their mind of what your whole video was about. You can't make up in your mind. You can't make up in your mind what
they speaking on the 6ix9ine situation, right? Okay.
Right, you can't make up in your mind of what you think my intention of the video is, because if it was, you would have clearly understood, because I see you kissing, I don't know, and there's no disrespect, but I see you kissing a woman, your daughter, or someone in your video. So I don't know if you're the man or the woman, but I would assume if you were a father and you have a daughter, or you have a woman that's a loved one to yourself, you would be telling your daughter to stay out of the middle of different men beef. Don't involve yourself in that. Don't be laughing and joking. Yes, I'm putting more weight on the woman in the situation, because I'm not going to say, I'm not giving no one passes just because it's cool, because men do this. The whole moral of the story, and I've been saying in multiple videos since I started this channel, that men need to stop beefing over women, but also women need to stop doing little bitty things to throw fuel on the fire. She not stupid. She know what she doing on there, asking him about Trippie Redd, knowing that they beefing. What's the whole purpose behind in the middle of it? If the 2 guys is beefing, especially you dating quote unquote Tadoe, I don't know if he a real life killer. If he not, who cares? But that ain't Cliff Hustable. That ain't motherfucking you know, someone, a fucking professor that she dating. So I highly believe, after all the lean cuts that he drinking and all the blunts that he's smoking, you think this is a rational person that you dealing with? Let's use some common sense in here. Let's use some common sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, can we sit down for a few minutes over some eat some salad, you know what I mean, and figure it out? No, you know what type. But that's the problem. Y'all keep giving people excuses. Everybody got it in that video, some worse than others, but everybody individually. But you heard a few words that you didn't like because you're possibly a fan of someone, and then you automatically assume you know what my narrative is. So don't you know what I'm saying? You can't play the mind game with me. And that's just basically all I wanted to say to that.
Hey, you know, it's crazy though, because about that whole situation right there, whoever was with Tekashi or whatever, they was recording it. So this, I'm gonna tell you what I think happened. I think Tekashi called Cuban and Tadoe picked the phone up. You feel me? That's what I think happened.
Yeah, something. My thing is, regardless,
because Tadoe ain't gonna just get her phone and call him. You know what I'm saying? And be outraged like that. You feel me? I think 6ix9ine probably called her and Tadoe picked the phone up and shit. And she probably done lied to Tadoe, told Tadoe some shit like, oh yeah, I don't talk to him no more, or I don't got his number no more, or he don't know my number, and the nigga fucked around and called.
Right, cause my thing is, you know, like we were saying earlier in this video, regardless if it was Tadoe, Cuban, and Tekashi, or it was regular Eric, Erica, and John down the street, this situation, future to our children, since you have that name, you need to understand that remedy, that this situation is a remedy of death anyway, that's going on every day in the neighborhood of different guys beefing, and sometimes the female actively involved know what she doing, and sometimes she don't know what she doing. I personally know set up chicks. I know girls that will get you set up and put in work on you. Maybe future of our children, the person, maybe you don't know nothing about none of that to not understand where I'm coming from in this particular video. My thing is, a couple months ago when I first started hearing about Cuban Doll, as far as I just put out what I heard, I don't know if it's the truth or not. I said it in the video. I don't know if these things that I heard about her coming up or whatever, if these things are true or not. My thing is, I have heard, and not to know if it's the truth or not, but that she either used to date 6ix9ine, or they used to be together, or they took, or it was a rumor, who knows. But my thing is, even if you know that rumor is out there and it's not true, you have to have a certain level of respect for your man. You point blank, period.
Right.
I don't need your resume.
Everybody knows she used to go with Kodak. I remember when she was going with Kodak.
And why you writing in, you typing in caps, let me know a lot about your resume right now.
Yeah.
But But you just missing the moral.
Kodak, and then she broke up, with Kodak, and then she got with Tadoe, and I think her and Tadoe kind of split a little bit. Then, you know what I'm saying, she started messing with 6ix9ine, then I think she went back to Tadoe or whatever. But, you know, within a year span, I mean, give it look at this 6 month span. She'd have been with, you know, 3 rappers. Not saying nothing bad about her, man, but to me, it sounds like she confused, man. You sound like the little sister confused, man, and she don't really know what she want, man. You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of women that's confused like that. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
I mean,
dark skin.
It's crazy.
Dark skin Drake. I fully understand why he's so mad about a quote unquote thought. What my perception of the situation is, we know as men, sometimes we got to be real about ourselves to answer the same questions that we asking. We know as men, we have egos, we have pride when it comes to dealing with other men. So with that, and that's just one small variable, with knowing that, even if he dating a thought or not, if he wasn't dating a thought, having ego and pride with the person that is hitting his phone, how else you think he's going to address that type of situation? Who have you seen have a rational conversation with 6ix9ine to this point? So you coming into a situation where you feel like I gotta come into this, other than act, but that they homies, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, other than that, you coming in with a preconceived conception that you're gonna have to come in with this energy that you know that's more than likely you're gonna get back. But the whole thing is, from the reason, the moral of that video is to stop this end result of her having to be physically harmed. There was multiple elements that it could have been avoided that would have stopped this whole situation, and all of them contribute something to that. You can't just point the finger just at one. Yes, that's why I purposely said 7-8 times it's not right to hit a woman, because I know I'm gonna have some dumb ass people that's gonna leave comments. If you say it once in the beginning of the video, they gonna forget once they hear something they don't like. So I gotta periodically, I told myself every 1 minute and 45 seconds I'm gonna keep repeating it's not right.
I mean, but it sounds like to me, it's like he kind of trying to defend 6ix9ine or some shit. Like whatever comment was supposed to be made about 6ix9ine, that's what he offended about. But to keep it honest, you know what I'm saying, motherfuckers try not to be biased about none of this shit though. But to keep it real, I don't fuck with the nigga 6ix9ine, you know what I'm saying? Because a motherfucker say what they want to say. The nigga's a motherfucker. I don't give a fuck if he stuck his dick in the little chick or not. But the nigga participated in sexual actions with a motherfucking minor, and the motherfucker is basically a fucking child molester. He got charged with it. I don't give a fuck if he didn't do prison time. He got charged with it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The stupid ass nigga made a video, man. I don't fuck with him. He's a fucking pedophile. What nigga you know, a 13-year-old? I don't, motherfucker be like, oh, he was 17 years old.
See, you must be a woman.
What 17-year-old you know in real life is fucking a 13-year-old, bruh?
Right. This person that's saying this, like, you must either, and no disrespect, but I'm assuming that you must have just been solely raised by your mom, but not any other male figures around you. Because you called him out his name more than you did Tadoe. So you had a fucking list. Okay, you put a check mark every time I said, like, dog, that's what females be doing, nitpicking fucking words. Nigga, grow the fuck up, man, and act like a man if you are a man. Because I don't understand. See, that's the point earlier, right now. Men thinking like fucking men. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of calling them,
that's a troll.
Right, regardless of calling dude a half, a fag or not, they all equally got it, just in different ways. But the point still remains, and if you don't get that, that's on you. You make yourself look a certain type of way by not getting it. Period. You know what I mean? But that, you know, that's it. Just, it's people like that. I don't. Sometimes a troll to me is someone, they'll leave like a slick comment, like one sentence, but when a person leaves like a paragraph or something or longer, no, this is something on your soul. This is something you really on this person's side that you don't know, that you never met, that you can't see any what. So basically you saying from the very beginning, you condoning 6ix9ine. Even that's why I said this is similar to pillow talking. You sitting up laughing and joking with a girl, talking about your beef to this girl, knowing, and that's like pillow talking right there, period. That's a flag on the play. I called out that she shouldn't be entertaining it. That's a flag on the play. I called out that. And Tadoe putting his hand on that. I'm calling out all of it. The only thing that you missed, you just was more focused on just what I said about 6ix9ine, and that's it.
Well, the dude, what's his name? He said, dark skinned Drake say, why is Tadoe so upset? For real. But I'm gonna tell you like this right here, man. That's just like if you, you in love with your old lady, man. You probably in love with the girl, man. Man, and not to say that love is an excuse, man, but some people, man, when they love people so much, man, they'll hurt them, man. They'll do something bad to them, bro. Like, imagine your girl fucking your cousin, fucking your brother or something, and you love her. You know what I'm saying? What, you gonna leave her without choking her out or something, without pushing her on the floor or something? Like, I mean, I would, you know what I'm saying? But when people in love, there's no telling what they'll do, man. People go to drastic measures when that pussy involved, man.
Right.
For real. That goes back to what we said earlier. Shit, which one really runs the world? Pussy or money?
Do Future, do you not know it's not about what you want? Have anyone taught you that? It's not about what you want. And that's another thing. This talk a little bit of, I don't know where the education level which you ended or started at in your life. But my thing is, depending on how you interpret something, a person can take anything you say as respect or disrespect. So telling a person that you need to go to anger management, you need to stop doing drugs and be able to sit down and have a conversation, a person can take that as a diss or disrespect. So depending on how you view things is how you interpret stuff. That don't have nothing to do with me. So stop voicing your opinions as if you got so much to say. I can help you start tell you how to create an email, and I can tell you how to and show you how to open up your own YouTube channel, and you voice your opinions. That's another problem in the black community. We constantly want to tell other motherfuckers what they should say, how they should say it, and when they should say it. No, if you got that much, if you want to, then you do it. You can create your own platform.
They want a voice, they can say it on their platform.
Right. That be the motherfucker, niggas get rich as hell, then they start trying to tell, man, I hate when I see motherfuckers, I be seeing motherfuckers on Instagram complaining all day. This motherfuckers then work their ass off, and now they worth 50 million, and they go buy a purse for 5,000. They just wasting money. It's so many. Stop pocket watching that motherfucker. You can't tell this person what to do with their money. Like, you invested and worried about the wrong things. If that's the case, then you get rich and you do what you want to do with your money.
Yeah, putting all the energy on social media instead of real life. You know what I'm saying? Like this, basically, man. This this interview is basically, to get the message out there to everyone, about reality, man. It's not just speaking on celebrities. It's to, get the, to get the conversation going. See, that's what a lot of people don't understand, man. The conversation got to start from somewhere, man. We got to get the conversation going. And I mean, everybody's not going to agree on everything, man, but I do believe it's a thin line between, ignorance and, being smart with the shit that you say, man. Like, some people just say shit just to troll, and some people say shit because that's genuinely what's in their heart. You understand what I'm saying? But you have to be able to, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You just have to be able to tell which one it is, and the person you're talking to. Because all you have to do is read between the lines, and you can see if they trolling or insincere with shit.
Like, ignorance to me, a form of ignorance to me is telling a person that's saying the same thing you saying, but just want you to say it in the words they want you to say it in. Like, if you repeat 1,000,000 times that hitting a woman is wrong, yes, we know for a fact, we already know hitting a woman is coward shit, that you shouldn't do it, this and that. I don't have to word it the way you want to word it so you can feel comfortable with yourself. What the fuck do I gotta worry about or anything with these niggas? Because you still missing the whole point of domestic violence and everything else, taking it away, using this headline so people can learn in their everyday life how to avoid these situations. You so focused and starstruck on them, you missing the whole fucking moral of the point. So that be the problem, and people want to rub their ignorance off of you so you can get distracted from your message to be worrying about what they're worried about. And you know what I mean? And that's just the craziest part about anybody on here. I've seen, shout out to Crispy Chris TV, if he, you know, blog and people do this stuff, that's the dumb shit that you got to deal with. You know, it's almost like dealing with a male feminist. You know, they'll argue with you, you could be reading a Bible verse saying the most positive thing in the world, and they'll find some way to nitpick and argue with you about something. You know what I mean? Like, just start your own channel and do what you choose to do. You know, that's your choice. That's something that was a choice.
And you definitely gotta have thick skin, man. You definitely got to have thick skin dealing with these motherfuckers, man. Because I mean, they just do shit just to see you go out your character and shit. So I mean, just to, you know, best they do just to keep calm. Look at the. I mean, they feel more dumber. You know, see, now that they feel like they got some type of points or whatever because motherfucker, you know, mentioned them, and you know,
so they want to keep saying something.
I understand why certain celebrities don't respond to certain comments and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because that's giving fuel to that person
to keep running off at the mouth.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know,
instead of just ignoring the motherfucker, just keep on going and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, let him just type away. You don't want to hurt his damn fingers in his brain trying to get his point across. You feel me?
Right, and that be the thing, because then, you know, you will hear, that's when you end up hearing like, oh, why do you only respond to the negative comments, or vice versa, why you only respond to the positive comments? You know what I mean? It's like, you try to give everybody fair, especially if you really believe that a person is truly confused about your agenda, you know, which is never pretty much. But that's how, you know, a person like this, you know, lets me know they haven't been following my movement for a minute to really know my, and you know, they automatically assume by whomever else that they possibly watch, they think that we are all the same in our intentions and agenda in making these videos. And you know, so that's why I just be kind of glad to take opportunities like that, because everybody at some point in time need a learning experience or be able to understand some shit, so they don't leave out of a situation thinking that they know what they talking about.
So you said sometimes you do have to G-check a motherfucker, right?
So, yeah, sometimes you do gotta let a motherfucker, you know, that you just, you know, sometimes you do gotta let people know, you know, what's going on.
Yeah. They sometimes just get out of order though, man. You know, just arguing in the comments, man. Just get out of order though, man. You know what I'm saying? Just get out of order, man.
But
some
like
that push you to that point to where some people just push you to the point to where you just want to come through the damn phone and just, you know what I'm saying? Shit.
Right. But you know, the thing is, like, when I upload a video and get off of YouTube, I pick up my daughter, kiss my daughter, and kiss my girl, and go back to my life. They still be mad about it because they come back to them comments and I'll peep back in. I might be considered a troll because I know how to get up under a person's skin without cussing them out, without calling them out their name and all the super disrespectful shit. I know how to really, you know, just break a person down, because I'm gonna fuck with their intellectual skills to make them feel stupid. But that's the thing, like, I feel like, see, my whole purpose of the channel is to create dialogue. So, dark skin, if I only respond to positive comments, you can't push conversation or dialogue forward. You know what I'm saying? Because I know everybody not going to agree with me or this and that, but it's all depending on how you you can an adult agrees to disagree with respect. They can say what they want to say with respect, but when you come and disrespect them just because you disagree with them, that shows your lack of maturity as being an adult. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. That's true now. That's true. Sometimes you do need debates, though. You're right. Sometimes you do have to debate, though.
Yeah, because I may learn something out of a situation. Someone may come and inform me on something, you know. But this thing pushing.
So, you know what I'm saying? The homie went wrong. I guess he was just trying to, you know, push his agenda. You know what I'm saying? Some people beg for clarification. You know what I'm saying? In the weirdest ways, though. But you know, he was pushing his agenda or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And you know, everything's straight though, man. It's all good, man. Understand what you were saying though, man. But you know, you probably took it the wrong way. But you know, some people just take things the wrong way, and that's all right, because we all take some things the wrong way. You feel me? We not perfect. You know?
Yeah. It was something the other day. I seen someone post something on Instagram, and I got highly offended, and I started typing up under they post, and luckily I went back and like reread what they post, because I totally like misread like half of a sentence that they said, and luckily I went back and reread it again. Then I had to erase my comment. You know what I mean? I was like, damn, I would have said some foul ass shit to this person on their page, and they really would have been looking like, this nigga tripping. That is not what I said. But I had to go back and reread it again. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, luckily I did that. But luckily, you know, we talked about the Kanye West thing for a minute. We talked about Lil Lonnie. Of course, we talked about a few different things in this hour and 49 minutes. So man, I appreciate too much. You said too much trolling and hating going on. Yeah, cool. That's majority of the internet. Like the internet, you know, comment section has, and that was one of my whole things at the beginning. I used to be like, man, when I used to watch at the very beginning, of course, you know, you watch multiple different, I didn't even really know it was a term called bloggers. I just watched different channels and people commentating on people's stuff, you know what I mean? So I'm like, but I would go to the comment section and I would see like 99% of the comments didn't even have nothing to do with the video. You know what I mean? It'd just be people cussing each other out or people joking on the host, this and that. And I'm like, man, see, I really want to build a channel where people are actively listening to what I'm saying, and if they agree or disagree, but we talking about the subject at hand and taking it outside of the box, because no matter what these entertainers and these wealthy and people going through, the principle of what they going through, we go through on an everyday basis. We just don't have millions of dollars in the bank and the Bentley trucks and diamond chains, but the same principles and morals and stuff apply. You know what I mean? So it's stuff that people can learn from these situations, you know. And I was always taught to learn from other people's mistakes so you don't make the same mistakes. But people, you know, so that's really about it. Yeah. But, you know, this pushing dinner 2 hours, so, man, I definitely appreciate you coming on. I don't know, do you want to, like, share your social media or anything like that?
Nah, it's all good, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you just gave me the opportunity just to, you know what I'm saying, push my opinion, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, man, you know, but, yeah, it's all good.
He say he's staying undercover. He's staying undercover with it. Yeah, I feel you, though. All right, for sure, man. But I appreciate everybody for tapping in, everybody with their comments and stuff like that. I'll see y'all guys in the next video. And this probably, I got to remember how you even tune off of this. Let me see how you end this. But for sure, man, appreciate it. I think that's